inside the country, some decision has to happen as to what is the message and what is the point. And I think it's very clear what Amir is saying, we cannot substitute in any way the process that has to happen in the country. In different ways, depending on the country situation. And we can compile different types of experiences and not talk about the whole political consensus building, because that's another issue, but around the report. So some people do consultations before the report. So they try to gather a lot of material and so on that then is condensed. In other cases, they somehow commission the writing to somebody and then they do validation. So they bring the report to the constituents and say, do you agree with that? So that first draft is elaborated and so on. So there are many different ways of doing which depend on the country to decide how they want to do that.
On the hot topic every year.
No.
General Assembly for every year. Because General Assembly is every 2 years, right? So how?
It depends. It depends on the year and the situation. Talking in the past years, talking about that, this year's report was decided by the Assembly in Ghana. And the last one, the 2010, it was decided there also. But in the past we have discussions in the watchers list, in some cases, where there are several proposals and we send them to all the list to discuss among the watchers watch which are the most relevant issues, and I mean the decision was taken by all of you.
I don't think we have common methodology, and there's within the coalition there are participative approaches, there are very gender contextual, constructive methodologies, and that's a completely different way of writing and of proving things. So could you just elaborate on your understanding of methodology? And if for me, it's like we don't really have to have the common methodology. It's our actually strength to have different approaches and to have integrated overview of things.
What I intended to say was that what is common of Social Watch is that we take government commitments or legal obligations and so on, and we report, basing our legitimacy to report or to challenge the government into saying, this is the promise, be that the national constitution, a UN conference resolution, human rights, or whatever. So we monitor against something which in principle the government, that's something they should be binded to, either by political commitments or by legal commitments and so on. It's your promise. The government said they would do that. They are committed by this declaration or this conference and so on, and we are checking whether that in reality and in fact and so on is going on. So that is one common, I wouldn't say methodology, I would say approach of Social Watch. Within that approach, you can have scholar research, you can have participatory methodology, you can have opinion polls, you can have all kinds of ways of actually working. At the end, that will be 2 printed pages in a global report.
Yes.